If immigration reform comes to fruition, there may be as many as 600,000 new citizens right here in the Northwest. Welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Ken Ackerman. We're joined by Victor Merced, who's the Executive Director of Hacienda CDC. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Latino population here in the Northwest and in Oregon is the #1 minority.
That's correct.
14%?
14%, 14.2% actually in Oregon.
Now, what's going to happen to that percentage if we see immigration reform?
Well, I think it's going to increase, and you have a large swath of people that are right now are undocumented in the Pacific Northwest. If immigration reform passes, and we hope that it will pass in the next 2 or 3 years, you're going to see an increase in the number of new citizens, primarily in Oregon and Washington.
So what do we have to look forward to as a community? What will we need as an infrastructure to accommodate the influx of an entirely new segment of the population?
Well, I think for starters, you're going to have a lot of young children. Our population, the median age is 24 years of age. And the first thing we have to start looking at is the educational system and how to get them prepared for the influx of new folks coming in that don't necessarily speak English. Secondly, I think we have to start paving the way for economic opportunities by either providing business training, education, financial literacy education to get that population ready to inculcate themselves within the American economy.
What about the Northwest attracts Latinos?
Well, primarily what attracted Latinos has been the migrant farm situation. The Northwest has, is a pretty vibrant agricultural system, and so you had a lot of migrant farm workers that came up here and had children and stayed, and that continues even to this day. The other thing is that people look for opportunities, job opportunities, and the Pacific Northwest has always been viewed by the Latino population as an opportunity to expand their growth, their influence, and get all sorts of economic opportunities as well as education.
Tell me about Hacienda CDC. The Latino population in Portland, large population in the Cully neighborhood.
Right. We operate out of the Killingsworth and Cully neighborhood, which is around 68th, 69th Avenue, and we own about 400 units of affordable housing, primarily housing Latino population, although we can't differentiate between who is and who isn't. It's the largest population of Latinos in the city of Portland.
And it's not housing that you want people to stay in. You want it to be transitory.
Right, it's multifamily housing that we own and operate, but we want to provide people an opportunity to go from whatever situation they are in terms of their education or their income levels to eventually transition into economic self-sufficiency. So the housing that we provide is an opportunity for folks to get stabilized, get the resources they need, and hopefully move on to either home ownership.
Do you provide those resources such as business training and such?
We do. We provide business training, we provide home ownership classes, 101. We provide down payment assistance if they need resources to buy their first home. Those are resources that we're able to bring to the table and help folks transition from rental participation to eventually home ownership.
Now, it's not only housing you're building an office building right now, but also something very interesting is the first realistic mercado in Portland.
Yes, as a matter of fact, on 72nd and Foster, we're in negotiations right now with the Portland Development Commission to create the first Latino mercado in the state of Oregon that will house a variety of Latino or Hispanic businesses.
Vendors, food vendors, so you're hoping to attract folks out there to get good, authentic food from the Latino American community.
That's correct. And again, we just don't want this to be for Latinos. We want this to be for the entire community to exhibit what we are as a Latino culture.
All right, Victor Merced, thank you very much for joining us. And we want to thank you for being here on Comcast Newsmakers here in Taggart from the Broadway Rose Theater. I'm Ken Ackerman. Make it a great day.